All right. Hello and welcome to a lunchtime episode of Minecraft Musings, the new era. Um, yeah, yeah, some interesting developments. So, XApp, I will never cease to be amazed at just like the possibilities of communication amongst countries, like people talking with each other outside of governments, like, and still like in the view of the governments. So, you got to be careful what you say, but and you got to be respectful too. Like I try to be nice, I try to be respectful in my posts, but even then, like a lot of times my stuff can come off as defensive or snobby or something like that. And a lot of it's projection of how we're feeling ourselves too, is how we read something, since it's nonverbal communication and it's only one form. I mean, text, it's hard to read, and emojis can help. But I've noticed on XApp that if you use emojis, your messages can sometimes get flagged as spam. So then there enters the question, is it worth it to try to add additional context to how the mood or the sound of the message is supposed to be, at the cost of being labeled as spam or harassing, or because usually when things are hidden, it's not good. It's like, wait a minute, this could be like 18 plus material, this could be violent, like, excuse me. So, and yeah, also want to tell you such a Colorado thing. I'm drinking applesauce, not just Colorado, but drinking applesauce from a jar, like having a lunch on the go. I just offered to send one clone of every weed strain that I can, every cannabis strain that I can, from Colorado to China if China allows it. Like if they give us permission and they tell our governor, Mr. Governor Polis, amazing governor, um, I think he'd sign off on it. He'd have to check with his boss, but we'd all kind of want to check with our bosses. But at the same time, I mean, this is kind of a Colorado thing, and if China wants to do it, and if there's a plane going from DIA internationally to China with permission, yeah, no, even as I say that, I'd probably have to get permission from the White House. But like, seriously, this is a very cheap or free. I mean, I think I could round up enough money to pay for every clone to be sent, and also in protective cases, so we're not just walking through DIA with a bunch of weed plants. Like, although at the same time, I don't know if it matters. Like, if people knew what it was for, like, I think they'd form a tunnel, put their arms across like we do for kids games, like, oh, so I don't know, it's just, or cheer on, like, yeah, take that to China and give them that, and like, and I even slid in there mushrooms too, just because. And something that I had to make clear very quick early on was I'm not doing this just to get China high. Like, I mean, I'm not doing it for business money. I said we'd pay for everything if they gave us permission. That we'd handle the rest. They just have to say yes, please come over. And in this time of rising tensions between our two countries, I can think of no better time to try to initiate such kind of contact. And bringing a bunch of free weed, like, and we could do that too. I mean, if we want to bring like tons of samples to show them, like, and I offered to bring a whole team of people, growers, like people to teach them how to do it, like the best practices, stuff like that. And then people that know the information on it, like which type does what, because it's a very serious business here in Colorado. Like we take it very seriously. Everybody that it's even, any way related with retail of cannabis has to go through training, has to be documented, has to be like all of these different safety catches. So they're not just some drug dealer, like, yeah, that's good enough, like whatever, like, here, consume this, and you don't know if it's ethically sourced or like legally sourced. I mean, everything has to be tracked and traced, and because it's a substance. It's not some candy or food. It's like alcohol, and alcohol we keep very strict control over. Oh, I guess that tree just shot up. We keep very strict control over alcohol as well, and Colorado knows all about that. We've got basically as many breweries as we have flavors of Christianity here. I mean, we've got Odell's, we've got New Belgium. I mean, and back when I used to drink, I used to enjoy a lot of that stuff. I mean, too much. Actually, no, to be honest, when drinking was a real problem for me, it was more the cheap beer like Pabst Blue Ribbon, which, I mean, affordable. Like, I took offense because some people called it or no, hipster beer. I was like, no, this is river rat beer. Like, this is poor people beer. And they're like, no, no, it's hipster because now hipsters are taking it and trying to make it cool to drink. And I was like, man, this costs $20. That's why we did it. And we'd still sell, like, I mean, never mind. I would. What? No, we wouldn't do that. Anyway, sorry. Almost admitted to a crime on. I mean, I don't know. I've already been in trouble for other things. Like, I think that this kind of can roll up into that. In fact, I know it can because the terminology used was, we know this isn't your first time, so we're just going to charge you X amount of dollars. So, yeah, I think I'm covered. Like a traveler's umbrella insurance or something. No, but anyways, I am trying to make like one of the biggest drug deals of the millennium, like transporting plants, packages of cannabis, edibles, like whatever. Like I mean, whatever they okay, and the people too. Like it would take no problem. It would be no problem. It would take very little effort on my part to find a dispensary in Fort Collins and be like, hey, would you send some professionals over with me and like, can we do this? And then they would be an ambassador that could help get them set up business wise. And I posted a link to our annual marijuana cannabis sales, which is astounding. I mean, and there's a retail section, there's a medical section, and it's in the tens of millions. Now it's going way back down because Colorado isn't such a mecca for cannabis anymore since more and more states are legalizing it. And Trump said he'd legalize it. Harris, she better say she's legalizing it. I don't know. And actually, wait, let me look that up real quick because I mean, we are in the election season, and as annoying as politics is for most people, I mean, I've actually had a really good time talking to a bunch of MAGA, like not about anything particular, like um, election wise, but the idea of online voting. Let's see, Harris and cannabis policy. I need to look that up because I want to know for sure. I know Trump. I've seen him. Uh, Harris cannabis policy. Election 2024. Harris shifting stances on marijuana and death penalty. As California's Attorney General Kamala Harris successfully defended the death penalty in court. Whoa. Despite her. Mm, wait. As California's Attorney General, Kamala Harris successfully defended the death penalty in court despite her past crusade against it. As a new senator, she proposed to abolish cash bail, a reversal from when she chided San Francisco judges for making it cheaper to commit crimes by setting bail amounts too low. All right, that's messed up. I mean, no, that's just more hardship you're putting on people that do crimes. Like, then they're going to go do more crimes. That doesn't make sense. And now, as vice president, the Democratic presidential nominee, Harris's campaign insists that she does not want to ban fracking, an oil and gas extraction process, even though that was precisely her position just a few years ago when she first pursued the White House. Politicians often recalibrate in the face of shifting public opinions and circumstances across 2 decades in elected office, and now seeking the presidency has not hesitated to stake out expedient and at times. So who cares if she's flip-flopping? Like, I mean, sorry, I've seen some posts from. Uh, Also, it doesn't say anything about cannabis. Um, Thanks, AP News. Kamala Harris' stance on marijuana has certainly evolved. Here's what to know. Here we go. From USA Today. Oh no, I don't want to sign up. And is it behind a paywall? Let's see. In the hours after President Joe Biden endorsed Kamala Harris to take his place atop the Americans began hastily searching for information about the vice president's stance on various issues, including legalization of marijuana. Harris's position on weed has evolved over her years in public service, becoming more progressive as she ascended to federal office. As vice president, she championed the Biden administration offering pardons for Americans convicted of federal marijuana possession and the landmark changes of reclassifying marijuana as a less dangerous and addictive drug. There's even a strain of weed, Kamala Kush, named after her, which Jimmy Kimmel joked about during an interview with Harris last month. The California Democrat has advocated for decriminalizing marijuana, but she wasn't always so lenient. Harris has been criticized for aggressively prosecuting weed-related crimes when she was California's Attorney General and San Francisco's District Attorney, particularly given the racial disparities in punishment nationwide. Data shows that the African Americans are more likely than whites to be arrested for pot. Harris's loosening opposition to marijuana appears to have begun when she was in the U.S. Senate in the lead-up to her 2020 presidential bid, and experts say her evolution could continue if she becomes a Democratic candidate and wins the election. That's a wishy-washy should. I mean, decriminalization is one thing. It should be legal, but at least decriminalization. Let's see, wait. Harris called for changes to federal rules on marijuana In 2022, Biden directed the Department of Health and Human Services to review how marijuana is classified and subsequently recommended it to be reclassified as a less dangerous drug. In March, Harris called on HHS and the Justice Department to speed up reclassification during a discussion with rapper Fat Joe and others who had been pardoned for weed convictions. As they all should. And simple possession, that's the dangerous thing. Um, oh, wait. It keeps going, though. Hold on. Marijuana is considered as dangerous as heroin and more dangerous than fentanyl, which is absurd, not to mention patently unfair, Harris said at the event. So this is at a 420 event. Called again for changes to our nation's approach to marijuana at the gathering held at 4:20 p.m. on April 20th, the unofficial holiday celebrating weed. Nobody should have to go to jail for smoking weed, she said on the social, or selling it, or growing it, or whatever. I mean, like selling it, I can see if you're not licensed and paying taxes, that's fine. Take what you need. Like it is a business, and if it becomes a business, it should be treated as any such business. I have done a very brief understanding of business classes for I have a minor in business administration, so I can appreciate like those concerns, you know. And then the normal banking, I know that's one of the big things that Chuck Schumer's been on about, but then again, like I saw him talking to somebody, and he was talking about how he's just we're just going to pretend to fight for it, and we're not really going to fight for it, or something like that. It was about what he was saying about something. I don't even know what the issue was. I just saw this snippet of his candid conversation with someone else. Let's see. Clinton's statement, I did inhale. It was a long time ago, but yes, she said, referencing. Wait, whoa, whoa, wait, what? Harris introduced legislation to decriminalize marijuana. Just a week after she announced her presidential bid in January 2019, Harris told the hosts on the radio program The Breakfast Club that she was in favor of legalizing marijuana and had smoked a joint while in college. I did inhale. It was a long time ago, but yes, she said, referencing Bill Clinton's statement when he was running for president that he'd tried pot but didn't like it and didn't inhale. All right, so and see, both of them aren't complete done deals, and that's what you need to understand about American politics for all those that are watching abroad and whatnot. Is a could isn't a guarantee. Like it is like okay, yeah, maybe it's a possibility. I mean, but that's how we've had criminalization of marijuana for decades. We've known about it since the 70s, about how awesome and amazing it is and how harmless it is, unless you get caught with it or unless you're fighting each other over it for money that goes with it or the cartels and all that. And if it was all legal, the cartels could just flip-flop into not even flip-flop because I feel like that's a disrespectful term, but like they could transition into or phase into a different business model of farming, like farming these medicines, weed and mushrooms. I mean, shoot, I'll go down there and help them figure out how to do that, but I think they already know, you know, like, you know, just thinking about Breaking Bad, how they do it. Like meth is different. That one can stay illegal. That one's definitely dangerous. You don't know what's in it. I mean, now technically, because fentanyl's the big scary thing, and fentanyl's being found in everything. Like I've heard about LSD crystals containing fentanyl, like someone trying to go on a fishing trip and then just all of a sudden get like opiates. Like that's scary. Like that people could be drugged like that, and that's why these things need to be legalized and like regulated, heavily regulated and administered. Like maybe you have to go to a doctor's office, you know, to use any psychedelic or something like. Or like we decriminalized magic mushrooms here, but we didn't legalize them, and you definitely can't sell them. Like, or wait, no, we legalized them, but you can't sell them. You can give them as gifts, but people have already been getting busted for trying to sell for donations because it's still like trading a good or service for financial compensation. There is money being exchanged. So even calling it a donation and a suggested donation, especially, like that's very clear evidence that you're trying to set a price. The example I was reading about this guy that was selling mushrooms outside of a grocery store, and when police came to talk to him, they found all this out that it was there was a suggested donation of like pretty much street prices for mushrooms, how they've been, or like maybe a little less, and um, and yeah, and so he got in trouble, unfortunately. But I hate to say it, but you can't be that bold. Like, you could maybe give out free samples and then just be like, here's my GoFundMe. If you like what happens, you know, you can maybe donate some to the cause, but other than that, it's a really easy way to set up a business model like that. And you'd still want to double check with the local authorities, like before you do anything like that, because if there was any business tied to it, well, first off, it's illegal. But second off, the taxes, the revenue, and the permits and the permissions, like that's the reason we have permits for selling things. Although I say that, but I do remember just seeing some Boy Scouts out in front of the grocery store, and I don't know if they have to get a permit for that. I imagine they do. Just which I mean, I've also seen the firefighters there. I actually donated a couple of five spots, $5 bills to them. Well, first I did one, and so like I gave them a $5. I was like, you know what? They're here. They're raising money. I thought it was for the firefighters. I was like, all right, cool. You know, I appreciate what they do, and they don't just fight fires. They're like they have to accompany all emergency services, and you know, you see them. I mean, actually, I don't know if that's true anymore, but they used to. Every time there was a medical emergency, the fire department would send a fire engine too. It was just like a big commotion over by the jail and stuff. Anyways, I don't know about any of that. I don't know what you're talking about. So, anyways, let's actually leave a bunch of wood here. I'm gonna go put all this in the furnaces. Cooking up a bunch of smooth stone. So, anyway, so there's this Chinese person. I think the point of all this was I wanted to jump on here and just talk about. So we're in the new era. We're in the part where I actually do things and try to fix things. So this is that positive social engineering I've been working on, and saying the right things using the X app to people in China that have the ability to either make decisions or give the message to the people that can make decisions are very accessible there on the X app. So it's a beautiful thing, and that's what I did. So I just suggested, hey, you know, if you let us do this, if you say it's okay, I'll get a bunch of my friends. We'll come on down there. We'll bring a bunch of weed, like we'll bring a bunch of plants, maybe mushrooms if you want them, and then like it's up to you, and we'll pay for it. Like so, eliminating all of the different friction or points of friction that I can. You know, similar to attack surfaces when it's trying to secure a system. So it all still ties back to cybersecurity. You got to try to poke holes in your proposal, what you're trying to do. What are the potential drawbacks? What are the potential backlashes, like, or blowback, or however you want to think about it? Those are all three the same thing. But actually, I think I'm almost done here, right? Oh wait, it's only 17 minutes. I might make it a short one today because I'm on lunch break, but I've got a lot of work to do, so I might want to get back to that. But been already pretty productive. I've done a lot today, as is every day. It's never a dull moment. That's why I love working in IT. So, and the scope of what I do, it's so random. It's like one day I'll be working on, you know, this, and then the next day it'll be completely different. There'll be like 5 issues with this, or now this isn't an issue. This is a nice to have. So I'll get like a request for, hey, could we do this? And yeah, it's pretty fun. So, but strengthening ties with China, especially right now, because I posted another reply on XApp recently about, and I think to the same lady. She's this really smart, really well-spoken lady that speaks really good English. I mean, like, it always amazes me when other people can speak English, because for me, yeah, okay, it's not that special. I grew up learning it. I spent, you know, what, 12 years, 13? No, probably like more like 15 years with an actual speaking language class, alphabet, all that. You know, when you think about it, it's kindergarten, preschool, you start learning the alphabet. There's only 26 characters. We don't have a lot to memorize. Like, it's pretty easy. So, although for that matter, I think like Chinese is broken into words. So commonly used words, or maybe they have the way letters fit together and they kind of like build a word. I don't know. I think that would be cool if like each line represented a different letter, and instead of building from left to right to make a word, you just start building a picture with all these like. But then how do you know like what's what? If you rotate it, doesn't it become a different letter? And then it becomes into like, I think that's part why I love graffiti and tagging. Like, I mean, when it's legal, don't do that on stuff you don't own or don't get permission for. But yeah, a lot of times it's hard to read that stuff, and it's like it says something. It says an actual English word, but you got to find it. It's like a hidden picture. So I think that would be maddening for learning the language until you get to know all, what is it? How many characters are in the Chinese language? I speak Chinese to these people too a lot of times. Like or well, not a lot anymore because I feel like it's disrespectful unless I've talked to them before. Sorry, I'm just trying to look up the Chinese alphabet, and there's tons of stuff going on. All right. Yeah, we've got all those beehives nearby, which is pretty cool. Um, how many letters? Chinese alphabet. See, I don't even have to tell you how many letters are in the alpha. Actually, there does exist a Chinese alphabet. It's called Pinyin. Pinyin is a modified version of the Latin alphabet that we use for writing English. Pinyin has a total of 26 letters and uses various diacritics or symbols added on top of the letter to indicate the tones used. Well, that's weird. Chinese doesn't have an alphabet in the traditional sense, but instead uses a logographic writing system of symbols or characters to represent meanings. There are over 50,000 characters in the Chinese. Whoa, did I just move? Oh, that's because yeah, sorry, a melon. I saw out of the corner of my eye that. All right, wait, let's go back. So it has 50,000 characters in the Chinese writing system, but a modern dictionary usually only lists around 20,000 characters in use. To learn Chinese, you need to learn a few thousand characters. However, there are some things that make the Chinese writing system easier to learn than it might seem. Okay, so we went from 50,000 down to 20,000 down to a few thousand. And so simplified characters. There are over 2,200 simplified characters that have been created since 1954. Simplified Chinese is generally easier to learn than traditional Chinese. Okay. Yeah, you need to learn around 2,000 to 3,000 characters, which allows you to understand around 97 to 99% of modern texts. Still, 26 to 2,000 to 3,000. That's like, I guess it makes sense why Pokemon's so. I think that's Chinese. Could be Japanese. But either way, it's Asian. I think Japanese is very similar too. They've got a ton of characters. I don't want to look that up right now, but I'm going to go sell some emeralds. But yeah, still. And then especially if you do like programming stuff, you know, a lot of times if you're doing encryption or decryption, you got to be able to work with the alphabet. And so we do have 54 characters. No, 52. Um, if you include uppercase and lowercase, which we do in most encryption. You can do uppercase, lowercase, special characters, numbers. So, oh yeah, and I got some progress on this off camera. Hold on, let's go check out the ski slope. It's actually pretty close to being done, but I still want to add more to the entryways. Also, I added this addition, so we have some extra beds. I moved the beds inside, basically. But yeah, check it out. I did some kind of like upside down stairs and beveled all the way around, so you can see the like openings. And there's one for each pathway, because there's two paths that lead up to either side of this giant hole. And there's one giant bay for like, I don't know, I figure if you think like vehicles or other things are going in and out, larger creatures or whatever. But then you have the human entryways like this. And this would be some kind of massive temple or something. So I might actually, maybe I should tile the entire floor. I don't know. I want it to stay like a nature temple though. And sorry, I also gotta remove this text. I got a reminder for something, and it's bothering me because every time I see a text, it's like, what? I don't know what that even is. I have so much stuff. All right. Okay. I gotta put a reminder. All right, but anyways, yeah. So that's the progress that I'm doing on this kind of thing, and it still is so much like skiing. When you go down it, especially when it's snowing. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should start moving snow. Let's see, this has silk touch. Let's see if I can, because there's been snow accumulating. Ugh. I don't fall. Okay. Let's see. Are these going to be like whole blocks maybe? Let's try. What? Nothing? Interesting. Well, that's Silk Touch, so I mean, maybe shovel with a Silk Touch, but I also think it has to build up more. Because as you can see, that's only like, what, 1, 2 layers, maybe 3? That's like, actually, I think that's 2 layers. Yeah, see, there's one smaller than that. So that's 1 layer. It's like 2 dots if you look at it, 2 pixels. And then 2. Also, these things are weird. I think one of these glitched the other day. Hey. Wait, it only has 1 horn. Wait, don't these things also drop like horns? I don't know. What can I feed it? Oh, is it gonna attack me? What if I... Will you fight? Will you headbutt? Okay, sorry, I don't want to kill it, but... Unless it drops things. Also, oof, this hurts. Oh, and then you go, wee! Oh, and look at that view, too. Just admire the beauty of this game. Oh, and I've started collecting a lot more... I guess we could do that. I'll show you that. Harvesting. We got 4 minutes now. We'll do a nice even 30-ish minutes. Yeah, you're skiing, and then, oh, don't go that way. And then maybe even put some, like, oh, I gotta get back out to the slopes. But no, I started gathering up extra obsidian, whatever that is, because I'm gonna make it the maximum size. But it's hard because for every unit that you increase the width, you also have to increase the height. I mean, I got 21 units, and I'm pretty sure, I feel like you can easily do like twice as big, or like 4 times, like twice as wide, twice as high, so that amount squared to be like this big, so it'll go out to like here to be an ender portal. So, in order to do that, I have a few buckets. And I customized the, oh, and also I took off my armor, so now I'm back to just techno blob. But, yeah, I didn't want to lose the armor if I accidentally fell into some lava or something. It's been known to happen. In fact, I was trying to just decorate by the nether portal. I'll show you. I don't know, I don't think I did it on camera, but I recently died. And that's what this is doing in the corner here. I put a lava bucket there, but I didn't put any other bricks. And actually, even as I'm talking, I can see that that doesn't look very safe either. Like there needs to be another block in there. I mean, it's not terrible because it is sealed. That's why I just checked over here. But if I were to like break that block... Oh wait, did I spend... I guess I did take a couple of minutes to delete some videos because I ran out of space. So yeah, I got the buckets. I'll just show you the harvesting setup. It's not that great because I got to walk through some of the soul soil. Oh wait, whoops. No. No, I don't. I forgot. I did go that way, which ended up being a lot of hassle. That's what I ended up doing, because you got to go back this way. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, up is down, down is up. There we go. And I need to widen it to 3 units and put stairs eventually, but I'll do that next time. Oh, and the music is so peaceful. It's so melancholic. And this is where you gotta be careful doing this, because if you have a full inventory, what'll happen is you'll toss the bucket of lava into the lava, which burns it, and you lose it. So you lose the bucket, which is only 3 ingots, but still, 3 ingots is a lot if you don't have a lot of iron. So anyways, we just like that, we got an extra, what, 20, it's 9, 14, 19, 20, yeah, we got 20 buckets. I think because I had 21 before is because I used 1 bucket for water. Or maybe I lost a bucket. Could have been either, you know. But either way, that's what's going on there, and I'll go ahead and cut it there and get back to work. So, ta-ta for now. Have a great day, and I will see you probably this weekend. I'll make another couple videos, let people know, like an update, like all like three of you that watch these things right now. But just so I document, like as this goes on, because as it is now, I asked Chinese people that talk on XApp. This one lady in particular who she's never directly interacted with me. I don't think she would. I mean, I think it'd be a private message or a cease and desist, or maybe even my own government might talk to me, be like, hey, don't do that. But I don't see why not. Like, it's legal in Colorado. Like, we've definitely seen the direct benefits from it, and I'm just inviting to share our understanding of cannabis and even magic mushrooms too, to China, and help facilitate that for free, like trying to remove any friction to make it happen. So, and if it happens, oh, it's going to change some things. Now, I'm still worried. Like, it doesn't mean this is going to prevent all-out war, but like, at least stronger ties with Colorado and China might be like, okay, there's one more reason to maybe try more peaceful solutions to all the issues, you know, just to kind of reinforce like global peace and security. So, anyways, ta-ta for now. I'll see you in the next one.